Welcome to the second episode of Kenyon Athletics, Gambier and Beyond. With competition on hold for the moment, we thought you'd want to hear what your favorite student athletes are up to. My name is Jordy Fee-Platt, and I'll be your host this fall. Each week, I'll be interviewing two players from one of the Kenyon fall sports teams, one underclassman currently on campus, and one upperclassman studying remotely. This week, I will be talking to two members of the women's soccer team. Darien Byrum is a junior goalkeeper for the ladies. After suffering a painful shoulder injury in her second game her freshman year, the Clemens, North Carolina native has worked her way back to full strength and will look to make a big contribution this year. Darien, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Chloe Webb is a sophomore defender from Mainville, Ohio. Webb immediately made an impact in her first season. She started 16 of 17 games for her team last season, anchoring the back line. Chloe, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I'll start with you, Darien. Where are you studying remotely this fall? Are you living with teammates?
So currently I am in Salt Lake City, Utah with three of my teammates right now, and we plan on being here for a month. We've already been here for a week, and so far studying remotely has been pretty easy to work out. Like as a group, we've been accountable for each other, so it's been nice so far.
Yeah, it sounds really fun. And what sorts of workouts are you doing to stay in shape while away from campus? It must be nice having teammates to do that with, right?
Yeah. So in our bags, we couldn't really take balls and cleats and stuff with us. So we basically have been doing hiking in the mountains nearby and the trails and just doing running and cross training. So it's really minimal, but we're doing whatever we can to work without having soccer equipment.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. And then Chloe, what are you and teammates who are on campus doing? Are you able to practice in small groups yet, or is it still sort of individual stuff?
Yeah, so we started our phased-in training 2 weeks ago. We just finished phase one. So during phase one, we were only allowed to do workouts with groups of less than 10. And then we weren't allowed to share any equipment or anything, but we were able to do running, some individual ball work, stuff like that, body weight training. Yeah. And then this week, Monday, we started our phase two training. So with that, you still have to be in groups of 10 or less, but you can share equipment. So we started passing to each other. That was pretty big. And yeah, we're just able to do it. Other than that, it's pretty much the same, but the passing aspect was really big for our training.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. It's definitely 10 people is a big step for a soccer team. I feel like I just talked to the football team last week, and 10 people it's not great, but 10 people for soccer really makes a big difference. So that's really exciting. You're getting to do that. How is the team staying in contact with, obviously Darien is in Utah and Chloe is at Kenyon. So how are you maintaining the chemistry?
We just have an iMessage group, and sometimes we text them to spread information about certain things going on on or off campus, if we're in certain clubs. Our coach introduced us to Marco Polo, if you've heard of that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of chaotic. We found out that her family now has kittens, which is really cute. So anytime something interesting is going on, we just whip out our phones and we're like, hey, this is what I'm doing today. And it's just quite entertaining sometimes.
Yeah, maybe explain a little bit of what Marco Polo is.
Okay, Marco Polo is kind of like Snapchat, but you only do videos and you can't add text, so you just talk to people basically.
Right.
So that's basically what it is. Cool. A text-free Snapchat. Fun.
Yeah, perfect thing for this time, definitely. And then, so I know you're in Utah, you mentioned that. So aside from online classes, are you trying to explore Utah and see what's out there?
Yeah, so the first weekend we were here, we hiked in Big Cottonwood Canyon, which is about half hour, 45 minutes away from our apartment. And that was a lot of fun. And then this past weekend, we camped in Moab, Utah, which is in the southeast part of the state, and it's full of desert. So it was really cool to see a different biome practically to what I'm used to.
Yeah, definitely. And then, Chloe, what have you been doing on campus in terms of socializing? I know it's a totally different time for that. How are you seeing teammates and making the most out of being on campus?
Yeah, it's definitely been very difficult to figure out a way that is like COVID safe to get to know each other. But something that our team's always done is we've had like buddies. So like a returner would pair with a freshman, normally a sophomore, but with things going on, like we've tried to make the buddy groups bigger. Um, and so we've tried to do activities within our buddy groups, so you can get to know like the people in your group. And recently we've tried to like kind of mix up buddy groups. So we'll have like groups of 4 hang out together on a night, and then the next night it will be another group of 4, just so that like we get to know more of our teammates than we have so far. But
Yeah, no, that's good, making the most out of it. And what are you both most looking forward to doing as a team when everyone is back on campus?
I mean, in all honesty, just to like play.
Yeah.
Like I haven't done that in ages, it feels like. I think that's just like the number one thing. Like I miss playing with all the girls.
Yeah. What area of the team do you think will improve the most from last season when you do get a chance to be back on the field?
yeah, I was just gonna say that. I mean, I think this class of freshmen, sorry, this class of freshmen has opened up a lot more than a lot of past classes, just because I don't know if it's just like, it's less intimidating only having like a sophomore class on campus with you. But I think that like them opening up and being more comfortable with us could really have an impact on like, their impact in like our play and stuff. And hopefully it will lead to them being more comfortable in the field and wanting to step up in big times that we need them to.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to seeing the team on the field when the season does begin. Who knows when that will be, but we're looking forward to it. And now we're going to transition to some trivia. So the first section will pitch you guys against each other. There will be 4 total questions on Kenyon athletics history, and each question is worth 1 point each. So Darien, I will start with you.
Okay.
How many combined national titles do Kenyon men's and women's swimming have? A, 22, B, 33, C, 46, or D, 57?
I'll say C.
That is incorrect. It is D, 57. Very close. And then for you, Chloe, who led the women's soccer team in minutes last season? A, Chloe Webb, B, Olivia Dion, C, Kylie Anderson, or D, Caroline McNear?
I'm going to go with Liv down.
Yes, that is correct. Nice work. 1 point for you. Third question, Darien, what was the first intercollegiate sport played at Kenyon? A, baseball, B, football, C, soccer, or D, tennis?
Body football. I'm gonna be wrong.
Incorrect. The answer is A, baseball. Chloe, you have already won, but let's see if you can get both of your questions right. When's the last time the Kenyon women's soccer team reached the NCAC tournament final? A, 2010, B, 2012, C, 2013, or D, 2017?
D.
That is correct. Nice work. All right, Chloe, you are the individual champion, but now you can work together. This is group trivia. There will be 3 questions about your sport as a whole, which of course is women's soccer. Each question will be worth 1 point, and then your score will be stacked up against the other fall sports teams. The football team got 2 out of 3 questions right, so there's an opportunity for you both to beat them. All right, question 1. Who is the second all-time leading scorer for the U.S. women's national team? Second all-time.
Second all time. Well, not Abby Wambach. So
Not Mia Hamm.
Why not? Why not?
Because I thought it was first.
I'm not going to give you any more hints than that, but
Abby Wambach.
I'm going to go with her.
Mia
Go with
Hamm.
it.
that
Yeah,
is
go with
correct. Okay, no more hints for the other 2 questions, but I gave you that one. Who did the women's national team play in the semifinals of the 2019 Women's World Cup?
England, right?
That is correct. Nice. Okay, and this one is Should be pretty easy, I think. I shouldn't have given you the first one, but what team does Alex Morgan play for in the NWSL?
She doesn't play in the NWSL.
Orlando.
That's correct. Good job,
Oh.
Chloe. Does she change teams? Am I
Well,
wrong?
Yeah, she plays for Tottenham in England.
Oh, well, looks
Well,
like I
that's
messed
very-
that
Can we
one
get
up.
2 points?
So,
Can we get 2 points? Because that was a trick question.
I
I
don't
think
know
we-
if I can do
Can
that.
we
I
beat
may
the
have
system?
to
There's
discuss that
one.
one. Thank you so much to you both for doing it, the podcast this week. Thank you to everyone for listening. That's all, and we'll see you next week.